Yes, it's good afternoon and welcome to today's PHSE lesson. It's our second lesson on our new topic of dreams and goals. What I'd like you to do is watch through this video, have a little go at completing the tasks when I ask you to, and then I will leave a little bit of an extra task for you to complete if you want to at the end of the session. To begin with, what we're going to do is I want you to have a little listen to our song for our PHSE topic, which is called For Me. We're going to listen to this every single week and hopefully towards the end we'll feel a little bit more comfortable in joining in. If you want to join in at home, then of course feel free. If you just want to sit and listen, then again of course you can. What I want you to do while you're listening or singing along is really reflect on the lyrics and think about what they mean and how they link to our PHSE topic of dreams and goals. Remember, we're looking at ambitions and our abilities and our strengths. So have a little think about the messages behind this song. The song's about 3.5 minutes, so I hope you enjoy it, guys. So now that we have had a bit of a sing-song, got ourselves woken up this afternoon, we're going to play a little bit of a game to begin with, and it's If I Were. So what I want you to do is have a little think. If you were an animal, what animal would you want to be? Can you think of a couple of different options? Not only the animals that you would want to be, but what kind of an animal do you think you are now? And what I want you to do is I want you to link this back to kind of your strengths and your abilities. So at the moment, if I had to liken myself to an animal, I think I would probably say I was maybe like looking at the pictures for a bit of an inspiration. I'm gonna say turtle. If I was an animal now, I was a turtle. Slow and steady, quite calm, just kind of goes through, gets where they need to go, and or you know, not rushing through anything, just making sure that everything's done. If I could be any animal, I think I would maybe like to be a bit more like maybe a bit more like a lion because they have strength. You know, they're quite powerful. They are, you know, the leaders. They are, you know, not afraid to kind of get in there and say what they say what they think and stuff. Obviously, they don't speak, but they roar. So have a little think about if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? What strengths do you already have? And what strengths would you like to have? Are you very sociable? Are you a good team player like an ant? Are you someone who kind of works really, really hard? Have a little think. If you were an animal, what kind of an animal would you be? What we're going to do now in this part of the lesson, we're just going to have a little bit of calming time. So maybe you can find somewhere a little bit quiet. Maybe you can find somewhere that you can sit comfortably with your feet on the floor and your hands in your laps. And we're just going to close our eyes and have a little bit of a calm few moments. You know how important it is for human beings to be in control of their minds, don't you? Our minds are often really busy, monkey minds, and when there are many thoughts in our minds, it can become difficult to concentrate and to learn. Controlling our minds just takes a little bit of practice, and we can all do it. We have to learn to look in on what's happening in our thoughts and our feelings. Come with me as we practice getting better at calming our busy minds. Try and adopt a calm me position. Both feet flat on the floor, nice and straight and proud posture, remembering the golden thread that you pull up through your head to elongate your spine. How does it feel? Comfortable, proud, dignified, almost sitting like royalty. Place your hands loosely in your lap and close your eyes, or you can fix your gaze on a static point in front of you to help your mind avoid distractions. Really focus on listening. We are breathing all the time, but not so often that we're aware of it. So right now, in this present moment, I would invite you to tune in to your breathing. Breathe in through your nose and enjoy taking the air into your lungs. Breathe out gently through your mouth and slowly release the air and feel grateful. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you relax, you can start to slow your breathing down a bit and enjoy just focusing on only your breath. It's a nice rest for our brains, just focusing on our breathing. Feel your body relax a little bit more with every out breath. Let any tensions drift out through your body and down through your feet every single time you release a breath. Now, with a relaxed body and a calm mind, let yourself become aware of the thoughts that pop into your head. Try not to stick with these thoughts, but let them pass across your mind. Every time a thought occurs, see if you can bring your mind back to focusing on your breathing. In and out. The mind is usually active, thinking and thinking and thinking. So now let's try to gently persuade the mind to just focus on our breathing and to leave the thinking until later. Draw the mind back to the breathing. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you breathe out, hear your mind silently say, I appreciate everything that I have, and I appreciate everything that I am. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. I appreciate everything I have, and I appreciate everything that I am. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. I appreciate everything I have, and I appreciate everything I am. As soon as you're ready, I invite you to bring your body and your mind back into where you are now, and come gently back into the present moment, right here, right now. My body and mind are both here, right now. I appreciate everything I have, and I appreciate everything that I am. So I wonder if any of you know what it is that is in front of you on the PowerPoint at the moment. You might have seen them before, you might know vaguely what they are, you might not recognize them at all. So these are Native American totem poles, and they're constructed of different faces of different animals. And the animals that are in those totem poles represent lots of different things. They could represent potentially a particular tribe, the values, or, as we spoke about at the beginning, the strengths that those tribes have. They also tell stories, not with words, but through pictures. And you can read a totem and it can tell the story of a particular tribe or a particular family. So here is one example of a totem pole. Here's another example of a totem pole, same idea, created of animals and other imagery and symbols to represent strength and stories. What I'd like you to do today for your task is I would like you to design a totem pole that shows your strengths and represents you. Just a little bit of information about totem poles here, if you would like to pause and have a quick read of this slide. So in Teams, in the Foundation channel, I've included a couple of templates for you to use. This is one of them, but there are also 2 other blank templates. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to design a totem pole that represents you through symbols, images, words, animals, if you want to. And the kind of things that you would want are the strengths that you have, the values that you have, what makes you the fantastic version of you. If you want to, on the very head of the totem pole, you could include a goal. This particular template that I've got on the slide now is a little bit more for if you'd like to write a little bit more. I've given you 2 blank ones in case you'd like to be a little bit more artistic. If you could send your completed totem poles to either Mrs. Hancock if you're in the 6P or to Mrs. Thompson if you're in 6O. You can use colours, you can design them online if you'd like, if you can use a computer, it's completely up to you. What we want to see though is that you've taken time to have a think about what makes you, you, and what are your strengths. What are the animals that represent you or the animals that represent your values? What are the symbols, the colours that make you unique? Just take a moment now to pause and think about everything we've talked about today. We've listened to our song, we've had a bit of calming time. We're going to look at ourselves in terms of a totem pole reflection. We know we've all got different strengths and different things that make us fantastic, and it's time that we appreciated those. If you would like to, of course, you can create a 3D representation of your totem poles. This will obviously, of course, depend on what you have at home, what materials you've got. But if this is something you would like to do, I thought you might like to see a couple of ideas of how to expand this work, if that's something that you're interested in. This isn't compulsory. This is just something extra that if you would like to do, then you can do. I hope you've enjoyed today's PHSE lesson. If you've got any questions, obviously you can send it to us in the chat, and we're really looking forward to seeing your totem pole reflections. Have a lovely rest of your day, Year 6.